Hi guys, Assalamu alaikum. This is Arif. In this video, we are going to see how we can calculate the factorial of a number. And first, we are going to use a C program to do that, and then we are going to see the similar code in C++ as well. So this is a C program first, and here we have defined actually the main function, and inside the main function we are defining first of all two variables which are of type integer, and after that we are using the printf statement since we are going to put our input using the console window. So that's why we are first of all putting a message on our console window using printf statement that enter an integer /n, and then we are going to read the input from our console window, and for that we are going to use the scanf function. And in this scanf function we are going to use this n as argument which we have defined here, and this variable n we are going to use to get our to give our program our input, which is going to be an integer like 1 2 3 4 5 6, whatever number we want to calculate the factorial of. And after that we are going to say that if n is less than 0, printf enter, and then what we are going to write the message that error factorial of a negative number doesn't exist. So since the factorial of the negative number we don't have, after this if statement we are going to say the else, and we are going to say use this function which is going to calculate our factorial, and we are going to use this variable to get the value from our function, and finally we are going to print out that value whatever is our factorial of a given number. We are going to put those onto the console window using the printf statement. Here we are going to use this factorial variable which is of type int, and here we are going to say that number. So we are going to say the factorial of a specific number n is going to be this one, which we are going to calculate using this function. And after that we are going to use this getch function which is going to make our console window stable, because if we are not going to use this the console window closes and we can't see our answer. Finally, outside this main function we have defined that function the way we are going to calculate our factorial. So this is our factorial function which is going to take an input value which is of type int, and we are going to give our number here like 3. We want to calculate the factorial of 3, so we are going to input our variable, the value of our variable through this function here. After that we have defined this factorial variable, and this is factorial of type int which is going to return our factorial which is it is going to calculate after running this for loop. So in this for loop we are saying that for integer I equal to 1, as far as I is less than 1, keep increasing I. This is iterative method to calculate the factorial, and after that we are going to say factorial is equal to factorial into I. So we are going to, for example, we are going to calculate the factorial of 2. So what we are going to say is run this for loop twice, and first of all the factorial value is going to be 1 because 1 is here and 1 is here. And second time, once the for loop is going to run the second time, the n is going to be 2, and 2 into 1 is going to be 2. So factorial of 2 is going to be 2. And same way we are going to run the number of times we can run the for loop to calculate the factorial of 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or whatever, even a bigger number. Then we are going to say return our value. This is our complete program. And now I am going to show you how this program is going to behave by running it. So we can see our this function, this message here, which we have written here inside main program. Then I am going to say I can actually move here in the middle so that it is visible. So now we are going to say calculate the factorial of 4. So I am entering 4, enter, and it is going to calculate the factorial of 4, which is going to be 24. And this is the way we can calculate the factorial. So this is our complete program in C language, and now I am going to show you that instead of this for loop for the iteration, we can use the recursive method as well. You can study about the theory of these two methods in books or on Google. And this is the recursive method to calculate the factorial, and we are going to get the using this formula we are going to calculate, and we are going to put that value inside this fact variable, and then we are going to return the same variable. And once we are going to run this program, it is going to calculate actually the factorial of a number. Let's run it again, and this time we say that since we know the factorial of 0 is 1, so let's see, answer is 1. Yes, factorial of 0 is 1, so our program is working fine. So this was the program to calculate the factorial in C. Now we are going to see how we can do the same thing in C++ program. So this is a C++ program, and again here we have our main function, and inside this main function we are defining two variables which are of type int n, and the fact. Fact is going to be the variable where we are going to get our calculated factorial, and n is that number for which we are going to calculate the factorial. And then we are going to say the same message, enter the integer on the console window. We are going to run this program so that we can put our value of factorial. After that, we are going to input using this cin function. We are going to put the input from the console window into this variable. Whatever number we are going to put, 3 or 4, it is going, and n is going to get that number. After that, we are going to say if n is less than 0, again error, factorial of a negative number doesn't exist. And after that, we are going to say else if n is equal to or greater than 0. So then we are going to use again a function to calculate our value, and then we are going to put that value inside this fact variable. And after that, we are going to use this cout keyword and this code line to get the factorial. Here we are going to say the factorial of 3, and then we are going to say the factorial calculate it value of the 3. We are going to put it inside here, and we can use this line like this to put our both things onto the console window. And this is the getch function, which is going to make our console window stable, otherwise it is going to disappear once we are going to run this program. And now we can see how we have defined our function. So this is iostream for cout, which we are using. This is conio.h, and this is for getch function. After that, we are going to use this function factorial, which is of type int, and inside it we are giving it a parameter n through which we are going to put our value inside our function. And then we have defined this int fact variable again, which is going to get the calculated value. And after that, we are running this same for loop, and we are saying here we can either use this line to calculate our factorial, or we can use this line inside our for loop. These two can function the same way, and we are running the same for loop on the same pattern, and after that we are going to get this value and return that value. So this is again our complete program using C++, and the methods are same, functions are different a bit. So let's build around this program as well. So again we see this enter a values. So now we can say -1 for example. So let's see. So doesn't exist, right? Now let's run this program again, and we can say zeros factorial is 1. So factorial of 0 is 1. So our program is running the same way. And now this is the iterative method. I can show you the recursive method as well. The same, there is no difference at all. I mean, we can same way we can define our if else and then statement, and then now we can run this program. Now we can say enter, and we can say calculate the factorial of 7. It's this one. So this is pretty much the programs to calculate the factorials in C and C++. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Have fun.